Teeny Gamer here, and well, it is time to talk about the special program of 4.1. Yep, it is that time. So, well, you already know the drill. It's time to talk about my thoughts, opinions, and share my info on the 4.1 special program. So, without out of the way, I will be talking about a disclaimer here. So, all the info that I use comes from Genshin Impact, as well as the special program. So, yeah, check those out if you haven't. Well, without any further ado, pull up the events tab and transition to 4.1 Fontaine. So, I will be formatting this video differently. So instead of actually putting screenshots on the screen, I will be actually using the special program. So yeah, the YouTube video itself. So, without any further ado, let's transition to the special program right now. There we go. As you can see there, that's the special program. Now it is time to talk about it. So here we go. So, to the stars shining in the depths, that is the 4.1 title of this update. Pretty nice. Now, I am gonna be talking about everything here in the special program before I transition to Genshin Impact. So yeah, brace yourselves. Because we have kind of a lot to talk about, but not really a lot. So yeah, well, without any further ado, let's go. I'm gonna be scrubbing through these since I already did I already did look up every single thing here, so I am pretty well prepared to just skip over a couple things as well. So yeah, I did look everything in advance, so I do know what these characters, weapons, and other stuff is like. So yeah. Well, anyways, here it is. So, we have an Act 3 and Act 4 on this Archon quest. So yeah, this is probably going to be the climax of Fontaine. Just like, or like one of the climaxes of Fontaine. Because Sumeru had, what, 2 updates for their story? So yeah, well, technically 3, but yeah, 3 updates on their story. Fontaine is probably going to be the same thing, where it's going to be the beginning, the middle, and then the end, which is 4.2. So yeah, this is probably going to drop up more lore, so get ready for that. Yeah. Alright, now it is time to talk about the newest characters right here. So here is wriothesley. Yes, this is how you actually pronounce his name. Also, a little side note here. He's voiced by Joe Zija, the same guy voiced by Cloud Von Regan. Yeah, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Fear the Deer. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, wriothesley is a cryo catalyst. Yeah, cryo catalyst DPS. So yeah, he looks really good. Honestly, I did look at his kit before. He looks really good. Like, actually, he could be a contender for one of the strongest cryo DPSs in the game. He actually could tie Ayaka or even surpass her. Yeah, he's that good. Yeah. I will be talking more about him in Genshin Impact, obviously. So let's just move on. Next up, we do have, if I could pull it up, a new story quest. Yes, you could just there's a wriothesley story quest, so get ready for that as well. Also, the other 5-star that is going to be featured here also has a story quest, which is Neuvillette. If I could pull up Neuvillette. Yeah, right here. This is Neuvillette. Right here. And he's voiced by Ray Chase, the same voice actor for Roy. Yeah, these Fire Emblem voice actors, man. Okay, so we have Neuvillette, which is a Hydro Catalyst. Yes, so we do have 2 5-stars that are Catalysts. He is a Hydro DPS. Yep, both of these 5-star characters are DPSs. And he looks like he probably might be a contender for one of the strongest Hydro characters in the game. And maybe surpassing Ayato. Yep. These 2 characters literally share the same thing. They are both DPS 5-stars that are catalysts. Yep. Neuvillette's gameplay is also pretty good as well, and I will be talking about that in Honey Impact. So, with that being said, let's move on. Of course, there's going to be a new story quest for him, obviously, since these 5 stars always have a story quest. So these are more primos for your buck. You can just do these and then get yourself some primos. So yeah, now it is time to talk about the banners and the weapons. So here we go. So Act 1 or Phase 1, which is Neuvillette and Hu Tao. So yeah. I did talk about Neuvillette in small detail, but he is a Hydro DPS who is pretty good, so you can definitely pull your primos on that. But I will be talking about this right now, so I don't get flack over it. So, as a free-to-play player, you should not be summoning on these. Yeah, you should not be summoning on these, because 4.2 is coming out, which means that Farina is going to be playable at 4.2. You want to hold your primos off for that, because Farina might actually be one of the best Hydro characters in the entire game, because usually Archons that are released are really good. Venti, he was great day 1. Zhongli, he is still a really good support with his shield. Raiden, one of the best DPSs in the entire game. C2 Raiden literally destroys Spiralbus. Nahida, one of the best Dendro supports in the entire game, if not the best Dendro support. C2, Nahida makes Dendro teams literally one of the best teams in Spiralbus. Yeah, it's that extreme. So, Farina might even be as good as them. So, make sure to hold off your primos. Now, on the other spectrum, if you do have some primos to spend, and if you don't care about Farina, or if you want to spend at least your primos on one of these characters, these are pretty good pickups. I will be talking about Phase 2 later, but yeah, these are pretty good pickup characters. You could definitely grab these and be satisfied. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's talk about the characters. So Neuvillette, I did say Hydro DPS. Hu Tao, Pyro DPS, one of the best Pyro DPSs in the entire game. She is the best Pyro DPS in the game if she is at C1. At C0, she's okay or good. It depends on what your view on her is. But she is pretty good at C0 because you can just do more charge attacks and then normals, which is her gameplay at C0. But at C1, she becomes a monster because all you have to do is spam charge attacks and that's it. That's how she gets her damage. Pretty good, right? Yeah, so if you really want a one of the best Pyro DPSs in the entire game, you can grab Hu Tao, which is pretty nice. Now it's time to talk about Phase 2. Right here. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Here is Phase 2. wriothesley, which is a Cryo DPS. I did say that he could be a contender for one of the best Cryo DPSs in the game. He is basically tied to Ayaka or even surpassing her. So yeah, wriothesley is also definitely good pickup. Venti has been kind of falling off over these years because Kazuha exists, but he's still really good. He has a crowd control, he's animal support, the works. Yep. He is the only character actually in Spiralbus where you could run him comfortably since all he does is uses Q and E. Besides Kazuha, obviously, and other animal supports. But Venti is there for your crowd control needs. So if you want a pretty good crowd control, if you want some movement options, like the hold E and to glide for exploration, you can use him. He's pretty nice. And now it is time to go over the overview of the wishes. So, summon for a Neuvillette if you want a Hydro DPS, summon for Hu Tao if you want a Pyro DPS, summon for wriothesley if you want a Cryo DPS, summon for Venti if you want an animal support. Yeah, that's literally it. All these characters are pretty good on their own right, so you can definitely summon on these. These are pretty good if you do have some primos to spare on these banners. These are a pretty nice pickup. And with that out of the way, I am not stopping you on summoning if you do love the character, pull for them. That's what I always say. Love triumphs all. So if you love the character, you love their kit, you love their personality, you love their story, pull for them. Pull for them, because I do that too with Eula. I pulled for Eula for collection and because I love her character. So yeah, definitely pull for these if you love them. I am not stopping you because I do the same thing too. So yeah, as for me, I am probably gonna be saving for Farina. So yeah, do whatever you want with your primos. Yeah, that's basically all I want to say. So, here are the new weapons. These are 2 new 5-star weapons for the 2 5-star characters. So, the first one is Tome of Eternal Flow, which is a catalyst for neuvillette. This weapon's pretty good, honestly. Of course, on neuvillette, but also on other characters too, which I will be talking about in the Honey Impact segment. Cash Flow Supervision is a pretty good catalyst too. This is for wriothesley. It's also a pretty nice catalyst as well. Works really, really well. This is also pretty good on some other characters as well. So yeah, more detail on that later. And here are the new weapons here. There we go. The Dog Hand's Assistant, which is a sword. Portable Power Saw, which is a claymore. Prospector's Drill, which is a pole arm. And Range Gauge, which is a bow. I think it's either these are banner weapons or these are craftable weapons, but I'm pretty sure these are banner weapons. So yeah, I will be talking about these weapons as if they were R5, since they are 4-star weapons. These are easy to get R5 if you do summon a lot. So yeah, I will be judging these based on their R5 skill. So yeah, I will be judging these fairly. So yeah. Which means that the 5-star weapons I will judge as R1. So yeah. I think that's it for that segment of the like special program. So it's time to talk about the new bosses here. I'm not gonna be spoiling a lot of Fontaine 4.1 because you need to experience it for yourself, right? So yeah. That new blocked off segment, by the way, in the 4.0, the one with like the cubes and stuff, now that area is playable, so that's pretty nice. New area to explore. So here's the newest boss, the field generator. It looks like you probably need to use Oisia reactions. Yep, this is probably one of those bosses. So yeah, you probably need to collect orbs and attack them, or use certain characters to destroy the orbs. So yeah, so probably you might need wriothesley or neuvillette if you want to beat these new bosses. I'm pretty sure this boss is probably going to be on the 4.1 spiral list, so watch out, watch out. He's probably going to be a menace. So yeah, that is basically it for the new bosses. Again, I'm not going to be spoiling much of 4.1 since I want to be experiencing these myself. So here's also the newest boss here, which is the Millennial Pearl Seahorse. It looks like a pretty nice boss too. Yeah, these look really interesting. This might be also a new boss in 4.1, so who knows. Strap yourselves in. This is probably going to be a wild 4.1 Spiral Abyss and a wild 4.1 a boss rush. Yeah, pretty weird. So here is Waterborne Poetry, which is a new event. So this is probably going to be our main event for 4.1. The last one for this version is the mecha thing. So in this version, it is Waterborne Poetry, which is pretty nice. Again, your Crown of Insignia, you should pick that up, definitely. Ballad of Boundless Blue, which is a catalyst. It's actually a pretty nice catalyst. I will be talking about it in Honey Impact, obviously. And the Dandelion Bookmark looks like just a gadget. So yeah, you could just pick that up too. This is just a event with a bunch of mini games, as you'll see here. Look at that. You're doing mini games. There's a projectile one where you throw it on vases. There's domain ones where you beat up enemies. There is a puzzle one where you just do puzzles. Pretty nice. And that's basically it for Waterborne Poetry. Yeah, it's your typical event. Alright, next event, which is the Dodoko event. Yep, Dodoko's Bombtastic Adventure, where you shoot bombs into stuff. That's it. That's it, yep. That's basically it. Yeah, just grab your event rewards and that's basically it. Free primos. Pretty nice. So here is another event, Radiant Harvest, where you just collect jellyfish. Yep, that's it. Yeah, these events don't have that much content because I'm pretty sure everyone is probably going to be doing the fontaine exploration. So yeah, this is pretty nice where the events are pretty short. This means that people can just grind fontaine without worrying about long events. So yeah. So here's the next event, the Peaks and Troughs of Life, which is a domain event. Yep. This is probably going to have a hard difficulty too. Yeah, see. As you can see there, there is a difficulty setting too. Pretty nice. Looks like you could use multiple teams as well, which is pretty cool. Here is a TCG event for you, TCG players, which is the Forge of Realms Temper Clever Stratagems, which is a returning event, so you could just score points and get your rewards there too, which is pretty nice. And the last event here is Overflowing Mastery, which is pretty nice as well. This is probably one of the best events in the game because we need those talent materials now. We need them now more than ever with these new characters. So yeah, this is pretty nice. You could grab your talent materials here too. So here is the event overview right here. So Waterborne Poetry, Dodoko's Bombtastic Adventure, Radiant Harvest, the Peaks and Troughs of Life, and Overflowing Mastery. Pretty nice overall events right there. And now I think this is where they talk about the this is where they talk about the quality of life changes. So the first one is Ascension Quests. They made these easier. So yeah, newer players can actually beat these now. So pretty nice. You don't need a well-developed artifact set to beat these, which is pretty cool. So yeah, they made these way easier, which is nice. There is also the adventure encounters where you do adventure encounter points, and you basically get your daily commissions done. Yeah, you don't have to actually do your daily commissions. You can just use your points, and there we go. You just do your daily commissions. But I'm still probably going to be doing my daily commissions anyway, since they are part of the Battle Pass rewards. So yeah, it's a Battle Pass quest to do your daily commissions. So I'm probably never going to use this ever. So I'm probably just going to accumulate a lot of points anyway. So yeah, I guess in one of those days where I want to be lazy, I guess I'll just do these. But I'm probably never going to do this anyway. But it's a cool quality of life for those who are lazy on these, which is pretty nice. Means that you can just use your points right there to get yourself some rewards, which is pretty cool. Nice. It's pretty nice. As you can see there's a lot of see, you just auto-complete your commissions, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's actually really nice that you can do that, which is a pretty good quality of life. You can just do those. I think that's it, right? Is that it for... Oh yeah, the Annie rewards. Here's your Annie, by the way. 3 times in a row. We have the Fates, and we have the Primos. And that's it. Just 20 summons. But those are 20 summons worth on anything. So, yeah, you could pull on the newest banners being released, or you could save up for 4.2. It is up to you to decide. But, yeah. Also, for those whales out there, top-up bonus will be resetting. So, you could spend on your top-ups after the version 4.1 update, so you can grab yourself some more Genesis crystals, which is pretty nice. And I think that's it. Right? They just talk about the concert here. Yeah, that is it for the special program. That is pretty nice. I will be transitioning back to Genshin right here in preparation for Honey Impact. So, I will be talking about the Honey Impact segment now, because now it's time to talk about the characters that are going to be featured here. So, without any further ado, let's transition to Honey Impact. So, let's just do that right now. I will be cutting here because I need to transition right here. So I will be right back. Oh, right. So now that I am back, I can actually transition now. So in 3, 2, 1, transition. Yep. Here we go. So here is the Honey Impact website. This is where I usually get my info on stats and stuff. So I will be going over these pretty quickly since I already do know how these characters work. Again, if you already saw the special program, then you should know how these characters work. So yeah. So Wriothesley, Cryo Catalyst, he has a bonus crit damage of 38%. So yeah, you could just run a bunch of crit damage, or you can run a crit rate artifact set to basically balance out the two, which is pretty nice. His normal attack consists of 5 rapid strikes, which is pretty nice. His charge attack just does AoE damage. So now here is where Wriothesley is actually pretty good. It's his E. His E basically works like Hu Tao, where he uses E and he goes into a stance. He loses HP, by the way, when he uses his E, which is literally just Hu Tao. So you get interruption resistance, which is pretty nice. Your normal attacks will be enhanced, which is pretty nice as well. Well, when the attacks hit, you consume HP, which is a demerit. But the amount of benefits that you get is pretty nice. I mean, at level 10, you get 170% normal attack damage, which is really, really good. So, yeah. Don't sleep on this. This is really, really good. Really, really good kit. Elemental Burst is just a burst where he punches straight and he does AoE cryo damage. And this does Oisia aligned cryo damage attacks. So this works on bosses that are weak to Oisia aligned attacks, which is pretty nice. This is just a normal typical burst. Nothing really that special there. Here are his passive talents. So he gets a 10% chance to get double the product of his Ascension weapon materials, which is pretty nice. His other passive talent is that when he is less than 60%, his next charge attack will be enhanced. So that is pretty nice. And it will not consume stamina, meaning that you could just do another charge attack afterwards, which is pretty nice. He also heals HP as well once he does the charge attack, and he can do this every 5 seconds. So this is pretty cool. He can self-sustain himself with this passive, so that is pretty nice. He gets a burst charge attack, which is will hit really hard. This looks pretty good. That's a really good passive right there. So his other passive skill, when his HP increases or decreases, he does get a Ice Fang Chilling Penalty stack, which is pretty nice. And the stack, what it does is increases attack by 6%. So yeah, you want to build this guy with attack percent, cryo damage bonus, and crit rate crit damage. Yep, your typical DPS set. So yeah, that's literally it. He's a cryo DPS, and he looks pretty good too. Since he is a catalyst, he gets on-command cryo damage, which is pretty nice. Yeah, now you see what I mean by he might be a contender for Ayaka or surpass Ayaka. So here is neuvillette, Hydro Catalyst. He is also DPS as well. As you can see there, he gets crit damage again. Yeah, these two characters get crit damage as their bonus stat. So yeah, his normal attack is also pretty unique too. So when you do a normal attack, you just do 3 attacks. And his charge attack is pretty unique. So you gather a bunch of water particles, and then once you collect enough water particles, you will deal a pretty enhanced normal or charge attack, which is pretty nice, which does continuous AoE damage, does not consume any stamina, and he loses HP for it, but the damage that charge attack will probably do might make up for it, which looks pretty nice. There's also ways for him to collect the orbs. His elemental skill drops 3 orbs on the ground. It also does AoE hydro damage, by the way. So yeah, it does Punumera or Peniyuma? Yeah, Peniyuma aligned hydro damage, which also works on robots. So yeah, any Peniyuma weak robots are susceptible to this elemental skill, which is pretty nice. Yeah, that's basically it. It does AoE hydro damage. It drops 3 source water droplets, which is used on his charge attack. So yeah, it looks like you could use his E, his Q, and then his charge attack to deal the max amount of damage he can do. I think charge attack is probably going to be his bread and butter. So yeah. Yeah, let's see his Q. Yeah, it drops 6 source water droplets. It does AoE damage based on his max HP. So yes, you do want to build him with max HP to deal as much damage as you can. So the build is Hu Tao's build. So it is HP percent, hydro damage, crit rate, crit damage. Yeah, that is what you want to build him as. So his burst is probably going to be doing big damage based on your max HP. He gets 6 source water droplets, which he can use on his charge attack. So yeah, that's basically his gameplay. E, Q, charge attack. Yeah, that's basically it. So here are his passives. So he gets underwater sprint speed for party members by 15%, which is pretty nice. I mean, you basically go faster underwater. That's pretty cool. So his other passive. So when you trigger any hydro related reaction, you get 1 stack of past draconic glories for 30 seconds, which is a max of 3 seconds. And what it does is you basically deal your charge attack damage by a fixed amount of percent for depending on how many stacks you have. So if you have 1, you get 110%. If you have 2, you get 125. If you have 3, you get 160%. That is pretty good. And also the charges are stacked independently. So yeah, you can have these 3 active all at once, which is pretty nice. So yeah, he is going to be run on hydro teams, and he's a DPS. So neuvillette, Kukui, or neuvillette Raiden, or neuvillette Zhongling. Basically anything that could react to hydro reactions. This works really well. And since his charge attack is the name of the game, it's his bread and butter, this is a really good passive skill, which he's going to be doing a lot of damage. Yeah. And for every 1% of Neuvillette's current HP greater than 30% of his max HP, he'll gain 0.6 hydro damage bonus with a maximum of 30% being obtained this way. So yeah, remember when I said that you should build him with HP percent? This is literally the passive which forces you to do HP percent, because you get hydro damage bonus for it. So again, HP percent, hydro damage bonus, and crit rate, crit damage. That is how you want to build him. So yeah, this is literally his set. Yeah, so build him as a hydro DPS, and yeah, that's basically it. As for their artifact sets, I forgot to mention. Run the cryo one on wriothesley, run the hydro one on neuvillette. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all you need to do. Just use those. That's basically it. So now it's time to talk about the weapons here. So I will be talking about the free one first, and then I'll be talking about the I guess the summonable ones. Yeah, let's just do that. So I'm going to be judging these based on R5. So you get 30% energy recharge, which is pretty nice. So here's the R5 effect right here. So when your normal charge attacks hit, you basically get normal attack damage for 16%, and the charge attack for 12%. This is literally the free-to-play weapon for both wriothesley and neuvillette. Yeah, this is literally their free-to-play weapon. So yeah, use these. Use these if you don't want to summon on their weapons. But yeah, this is literally their free-to-play weapon right here. Neuvillette and wriothesley's free-to-play weapon, which is Ballad of the Boundless Blue, which is pretty nice. The effect looks really, really good. So definitely a worthy pickup. You can also use this on characters as well, like Klee or Yanfei. Basically any catalyst that uses normals and charge attacks. This works really well on. Yeah, definitely not a sleeper. This free 4-star weapon. So I will be talking about their 5-star weapons. Actually, wriothesley comes out first, so I'll talk about cash flow supervision first. So I am gonna be judging this based on if it was R1. So yeah, since the average player is just gonna get an R1 anyway. So crit rate is 22%, meaning that you should be building wriothesley with crit damage, because the crit rate is probably gonna cover that, so you can basically have 50% crit rate pretty easily. Attack is increased by 16%, and when your HP is decreased or increased, your normal attack damage will be boosted by 16%, and your charge attack damage will be increased by 14% for 4 seconds. Yeah, that is pretty nice. And also you get a max of 3 stacks. That's pretty good too. You also when you get 3 stacks, your attack speed will be increased by 8%, meaning that you can deal damage faster. Yeah, this is a really good catalyst, if you can't tell. Yeah, all of these 5-star catalysts are really good. I mean, usually most of the 5-star weapons are pretty good. So yeah, this looks really good on a lot of characters. So yeah, basically any catalyst that is normal and charge attacks, this works well, really well on them. So yeah, Klee, Yanfei, any catalyst character that is a DPS, this works really well on. Definitely a must summon if you are a catalyst main. So the next up is Tome of Eternal Flow, which is Neuvillette's weapon. 88% crit damage. Yep, this is probably one of the highest crit damage catalysts in the entire game. So yeah, this is definitely not a sleeper. HP is increased by 16%. When your HP is decreased or increased or decreased, you get charge attack damage by 14% for 4 seconds. Yeah, this is pretty good. You also get a max of 3 stacks on a certain ability. But you get and when you get 3 stacks or refresh a 3rd stack, 8 energy will be restored. So meaning that you can get your burst faster. Yeah, since Neuvillette's all about the charge attacks, that is his main weapon. You just, when your HP increases or decreases, which he is going to be doing a lot, he will have a charge attack increase, which is pretty nice. This is a really good catalyst, again. This is also used on characters that spam charge attacks like Klee and Yanfei. Now it's time to talk about the 4-star weapons right here. These look actually pretty good. These are actually really good R5 weapons. So when you heal or heal others, or basically getting healed by others, you'll get a stoic symbol that lasts for 30 seconds, and it gets stacked up to 3 times. When you use your skill burst, all the symbols will be consumed, and you will get a stat, or you'll get an effect for 10 seconds, which is pretty nice. So for each symbol consumed, gain 80 elemental mastery for 2 seconds, and after that effect occurs, 4 energy per symbol consumed will be restored to said character. Yeah, this is pretty nice. This means that this is a Dendro weapon. So this is used on Kukui Shinobu. Yeah, Kuki Shinobu. This is a Kuki Shinobu weapon. Yeah, this is a really good weapon, honestly. That high elemental mastery looks pretty nice. Also, since there are a lot of hydro reactions now thanks to the Fontaine update, this is really good on characters that need to do hydro reactions, which is pretty nice. This is a really good sword in general. Elemental mastery is pretty nice since it got buffed. So yeah, pretty good. The Claymore, I think, is the same. Yeah, you get 80 elemental mastery. Yeah, this is really pretty good too. Kaveh can take advantage of this, definitely. Yeah, This is a pretty good claymore as well. Same passive as the sword. I did talk about the sword before, so yeah. So here's the pole arm, which has a different passive, but it basically is the same thing. When you get healed or get healed by others, or when you heal, you basically get a unity symbol again, which is 3 symbols. When you use a skill or burst, all the symbols will be consumed, and you get this for 10 seconds. You gain 7% attack, 30% elemental damage bonus, which is pretty nice. So yeah, all these weapons look pretty good, actually. So yeah, 7% attack, 30% elemental damage bonus. That is pretty nice. And you get a stack of 3 of them, which is really strong. So yeah, this is really good on characters that rely on their elemental damage, which is pretty nice. Yeah. Nothing more to be said. This is a DPS pole arm, which can be used on any character. And this has the same passive as the pole arm too. Literally 7% attack, 13% elemental damage bonus, and you get a stack of it for 3 times. Yeah, that's literally it. These are really good weapons right here. All these 4-star weapons. Yeah, that's really good. And I think that's it. That's it for the version update. Yeah. At least I didn't go on for that long. At least, hopefully. So yeah, that is basically it. Now it is time to close the video off. So here we go. So, thank you guys for watching this special program. I hope I didn't ramble on too long. Also, I hope you enjoy the commentary title on this video where I just talk about the game and as well as being unscripted. So yeah, that's basically it for the special program. So, like the video if you enjoy this type of content. Be sure to subscribe as well if you do like the content to not miss out on a single upload. If you do, turn on the notification bell. So yeah, turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss out on a single upload that I do. Also subscribe if you enjoy my content. Any amount of support is greatly appreciated. Also comment down below, what do you think of the 4.1 update? You think it's fine? You think it's okay? You think my opinions are valid? What are you excited for the most? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching this 4.1 special program video. And I'll see you guys in the next Genshin video.